don't know why my video keeps cutting out. So with the front completed with the smaller piece on top and the finished edge, and then the larger piece sewn at the bottom with the finished edge at the bottom, I would let me move my whole machine back here. I'm going to grab my ruler and straighten up this edge. It might mean the bag ends up a little bit shorter, but I'm not going to worry too much about that either. It is what it is. One thing I will make sure is that at the bottom of my ruler, there'll be a straight edge there. I'll do the same on this edge. This one's a little better. So not to worry if things aren't perfect. I wouldn't worry too much about it. And you could at this point quilt this if you want to. I think I'm just going to make a big X across the back. Moving the camera. Let me see. Not really. Well, as these things go, what I'm looking at for this giant X is the opposite rectangle corner, because just like in baseball, when your eye is where you're going to throw the ball, that's where the ball goes. And in sewing, when you're looking at where you want the needle to end up, it will end up in that place. Okay, I do have a bow in this one, but again, I'm not going to worry about it. I just want to kind of hold this in place. This would look really cute if you like to do free motion, outlining some of the animals there. Oh, goody. Nope, that was a fail. Okay, let me just start inside a little bit more. I should have lengthened my stitch on this one too. Okay. Now we want to make a notch in the top and the back piece of the bag, and that needs to be, let's see, 1.5 inches. So moving the camera around again. Yikes, what happened here? I'm so sorry about this video. This is just not going the way I hoped this morning. In the larger piece on the front, you want to do, this ruler has a 1.5 inch, and I just want to cut a 1.5-inch notch right here. These will allow the bag to sit flatter on the table when you're using it. So you do that on the front. And also on the back. I'm going to straighten this edge up real quick. Before I put the zipper in, I'll measure it. Make sure the top and back are the same size. I should probably just do it now. So this is about 13.5. And this is 14. My camera's in the way of getting this piece underneath, so. Okay. So now we'll do our 1.5-inch notch. Okay, for the zipper, you want, let me double check this. Oh, I forgot about the 2 edge pieces. So follow the instruction here where you make the little end tab pieces for the zipper. I forgot all about those, so I don't have them. So we're going to read the instructions, and I'm going to change my presser foot. And your zipper, you want it to be a little bit open. And I'm finding the center piece here. Center point, not piece. Okay, so that's right sides down. Grab a couple pins. The zipper I'm using is nylon, so it's super easy to... Is that going to be right? That is not going to be right. Like I said, I haven't done a zipper for quite a while, so. Okay, here's where the benefit of having this finished edge up here comes in. And I want this to be at least a 1/4 inch away from here, but I think centering it is still the better idea. And I'm centering mine with the top of the zipper, not the edges there. So when this is nice and even, you're going to put it right side of the zipper to the wrong side of the fabric here against the backing. I would definitely pin this. Nylon zippers are great because you can sew over them. You can put pins through them. And I'm futzing around a little bit to make sure the edge of that fabric doesn't show too much backing. So this video was ending up to be 2 pieces because my video kept cutting out. And I'm definitely going to use a zipper foot because it will get as close to the teeth as possible. And I also have a built-in walking foot on this machine that I will engage. Okay, so let me move this again. Let's see, where are we? I'm going to make sure. Can you see? Okay, here we go. Change my foot. And this is the typical shape of all walking or all zipper feet. You just want to make sure this edge is going to be as close to the teeth as possible. So you need to move your needle position far to the right. And I have to tell my machine which foot I just put on. And this is number 4. Engage my internal walking foot. Before I sew, I want to make sure that my needle's not going to hit the foot. But I'm also moving my needle position over. And I'm writing the edge of the pressure foot right next to the seam allowance. And then my seam is going to be 1/8 of an inch or so away from that edge. All right, here we go. I'm not a perfect seamstress, so if you're looking for perfection, sorry. If you're OCD, you probably don't want to watch this video. there's one side. This is, I'm calling this the backing. It's going to be the inside of the bag. And I want that to be I'm going to open this up so I don't, there we go, okay. Okay, just twisting the camera over here more. Okay. So this will be the inside of the bag. I like to do it this way because I have been known to put the wrong side together and then I have to redo the entire zipper. We do not want to do that. You also want to match these two edges. So again, I'm putting that as close to my zipper as possible. And I'll add some pins. So awkward. Time to flip. I'm going to pull this a little bit and make sure that my zipper opens, and it does, so good. The other reason I turned this around is because I can start at the opposite end and not have to move my needle position. By sewing just a tiny bit away from the edge like I am, it gives room for the zipper to open and also gives you a little bit more of invisible zipper. This will be at the top, so it won't be that much of a problem. If you don't like seeing the zipper anyway. Okay. Have a little bit of the backing showing, so I'm going to try to fold it under a little bit. This may not work, but yeah, not going to worry about it. Oop, dropped a pin somewhere. Okay, once again, just check my zipper opens and closes. going to leave that open. And then I'm going to trim the excess off the zipper here. Turn this over and do the same. Don't close this yet because you don't have a stop on there. Oh, and I see I didn't get that lined up on this side, so it's the way things go. Now we're going to fold this over and match those notches at the bottom. Get my foot off here. Oops. My machine says, "What did you do? What foot did you put on?" Now what? Well, it's not letting me. There we go. Okay, video is over because I just broke a needle. Also turned the camera around by accident. So what you're going to do is sew across the bottom and then open this notch up and sew it, and then sew up and down the sides. I'm so sorry that this has been kind of a wild video that hasn't quite worked out, and there's two pieces of it, but I hope that this really helps get your pouch put together. Thanks. Bye.